I think I understand the basic idea of Iaido. Confronting an imaginary opponent, in fact, is really confronting your own limitations. After all, it is a martial art, so there should be some way of testing one's level of skill. And I decided to make an audacious proposal to an Iaido master. This is the place where we're going to meet the master. Ohayo
Hi.
Hi.
Chihiro Kishimoto is Hanshi 8th Dan. He's been practicing Iaido for 53 years.
I had the opportunity to go and watch the Hachidan tournament recently, and it looked like everyone was more or less doing the same thing. Coming from a real fighting background, the Iaido compared to other martial arts seems very, how can I say, simple or plain. Maybe there's some way that we could try to experience something where, of course, none of us will get killed or hurt or anything, but something that could have a little bit more realism into the art that you could show me or teach me today?
実際にはですね、日本刀を使っての心の修行、これが中心ですから、本来はそういうことはあまり居合としてはやらないです。やらないけれど、これでは皆さん見えないでしょ。はい。
Kishimoto Sensei agreed to go along with Nicholas's proposal. The experiment involves a direct attack. In his own fighting style, Nicholas is known for his instantaneous force. And he's quite a bit younger than Kishimoto, who's 76. They'll be using bamboo swords of the type used in kendo practice. They're padded, but if you get hit, you definitely feel the blow. Nicholas looks for a chance to move in. It looked as if Kishimoto Sensei initiated the attack, but that's not what happened. In fact, he was responding to Nicholas's action. Kishimoto was completely still while Nicholas's right hand started to twitch. The teacher waited until Nicholas moved his hand and responded just 0.27 of a second later. Sensing Nicholas's intention, he immediately went for the head. All in just 1.5 seconds. Nicholas is not a guy accustomed to being on the losing end, so he asks for another chance. No change. Kishimoto Sensei concentrated on reading Nicholas's intent. He remained completely still, right up to the moment Nicholas betrayed his intent to attack. Then in a flash, he struck Nicholas's head. On an everyday basis, Iaido practice may appear to be just endless repetition of kata. But this demonstration provides evidence of the results from such training. The more muscular Nicholas was no match for the seasoned and supple master.
So, Sensei, I know that this is far-fetched from the true way of Iai, but I would like to, maybe if we could do one more simulation of actual fighting where I try and attack you in a more Western-style way, if it's okay?
Okay, we'll try things your way. Strike at me. Any way you like, and I'll respond.
The first two attempts didn't work out for Nicholas, so he asks for the opportunity to try things a different way. Intuiting Nicholas's intent, Kishimoto-sensei turned his body to evade the strike. He then delivered a devastating counterattack. He even had time to reposition his grip on the sword in a way that facilitated his maneuver.
Did it hurt?
いや、大丈夫です。痛いのはプライドです。ありがとうございました。
どんな感じですか?
How did I feel? Look, I'm telling you the truth, I almost lost my head there. If that had been a real sword, it would have been all over. You know, feeling confident as a big guy. I mean, I'm twice his size. And then still attacking with everything I had, full force. If he had still been standing there, I'm sure he would have felt the strike of my, you know, the power of my strike. But he was out of the way and slashed me right there. It was kind of scary, I'll tell you that. I think I have a little red mark here. I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Well, see this red area?
Oh.
This shows the angle of my strike.
Yeah. So, right there, across the chest, down through the bowels. Whew.
Iaido adherents practice rigorously to raise their level and master the art of the sword. But their ultimate goal may strike others as a bit of a surprise. The objective of years and years of training is not to handle the sword skillfully, but rather to not draw the sword at all.
The ultimate aim of Iaido is to cultivate the spirit and to be able to overcome the enemy without resorting to the sword. In other words, to be able to convince the enemy not to attack, and in that way to achieve peace of mind. That's what we're after. It may sound pretentious, but the aim of this martial art is to cultivate the spirit and become better human beings.
Victory without lifting a finger. The irony of Iaido plays a major role in its effectiveness as a method of protecting the body and perfecting the mind. The essence of this can be found in the history of Iaido.